Hi and welcome back to the Skin Clinic. Today we're in the medical centre going around. Very interesting one, this one. Gives you lots of data and lots of information about your players that you would never even dream of. But please do, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit that like button and also get notified of future uploads, which we've also got going with our Tier 10 to Prem with Mousel AFC. Currently in the Championship. Can we get to the Premier League? Can we win it? That would be the big one. But let's go and have a look at the medical centre with the Skin Clinic today. This is okay, so here we are today. Down our sidebar, it is the medical centre, and with our overview, our head of sports science just gives us a bit of information. It says here, I feel that overall the current training workload is unlikely to lead to higher than normal levels of injuries, so we're doing pretty well with our training. We've seen 69% decrease in injuries so far this season compared to what's expected on average. So again, we're training our lads well. Our current numbers of injuries are put at joint 9th on the injury tables, so not too bad. Injury risk is heightened due to a low condition and low match sharpness. We're pretty familiar with these now, aren't we? Which is our match overall fitness and our match sharpness. I'm sure we've seen it. If you are using the PRIISEK Pro Skin, you will also have your percentage marks back, which aren't obviously available with any of the normal standard versions. Now, as we look here again, we've got 19 players who are currently at risk. I would say Sunday is the day after the game, so all these players have just played a game of football, so they're all in here saying they're a little bit worse for wear, shall we say. Now if we have a look through here, it obviously gives you the player's name, tells you their squad importance, so important player, squad player, star player, and so on and so on. Next part, match load. So you would expect to see somebody who's got a heavy match load. They've played the game. Light, they might have been on the bench, or they've come on, or not even got off the bench, you never know. But all these ones, medium, look, another one there, light. So obviously 19 players. You're not going to play 19 players in a game. So obviously there's something going on with a few of these. Maybe they've been in here already for a little while, still injured from previous. As we can see, look, it's saying there that there's a little yellow blob around the ankle of Will Russ, so that's saying that he's actually got a little bit of an injury at the moment. Training load, so this is what you've got doing with the training. Have we got anybody on heavy? No, not currently, so that's just medium, light and very light training. But that will be dictated to by your training. This will all come into fruition depending on what the training is set at. Again, I don't set that myself. I'll leave my assistant manager do that, so that'll be up to him. So what, depending on a player, how well they've played or how much they've played. It's saying there, they've covered a lot of ground, so they're going to be doing certain training regimes depending on that. Injury susceptibility, should I say. Average, below average, above average, high, very high. So in other words, this person's got a reoccurring torn calf muscle and torn ankle ligaments. Great. Reoccurring tight groin. So again, another person, reoccurring injuries. People who don't have recurrent injuries, he'll just say there are no recurrent injuries, but obviously there's a reason why they're in here. Maybe they've got low fitness levels. If we just click here, natural fitness of 13, stamina of 10. So you'd expect him to be his fatigue quite low, where Alex Kirk, stamina 13, natural fitness of 13, so he's upper level. Same there at 12 and 13. So these two are fresh, where you'd expect it. But it's all, again, all to do with how the match has gone and levels of fitness and different attributes all counter into this. As I was saying earlier on, physical fitness condition. So if you just hover on there, it'll say that he's tired after playing in the last match. Very high risk of injury. Match load was heavy. Training load is light. So it gives you all the same information as what you've just seen here. Sharpness. He is match sharp. He is fit as a fiddle. Physical status. So again, gives you an overview if they've actually got anything going on at the moment. So Will Russ, doesn't say anything in there, but if you actually clicked on his profile, he's got a bruised ankle, as we can see there. So that's the reason why we could see that little yellow bit on there. So that's why he's in here. It's not down to match or anything like that. It's just purely down to he's back in training after an injury. So he's in the medical centre taking up a slot. And we can see here overall risk. So it gives you again another breakdown there as well. Filters. So you can have the under 23s in here if you wish to. You can have them both, or just the one. And you'll see down here injuries in this box down the bottom. So there's one slight injury, that's Will Russ, bruised ankle. So exactly what it said up here when we went into his profile, which will be another video in a little spell's time. And recently returned from injury. Obviously there's nobody who's recently returned. Will Russ is still injured. Risk assessment. Sounds like a health and safety course here now. So this again is pretty much the same thing again, but it's just telling you the risks. Upcoming games, so you can sort of see what games are coming. You think, well, okay, maybe we could say to Mickey Hyde, have a bit of a training, maybe rest him for a couple of days. We can see we haven't got a game now till the 13th. It's 13 days, so you can maybe say give him a rest. There is a way to give him a holiday as well. Is that in training? There is a way to send a person on holiday. We'll have to we'll find that for a different video. We're not going to digress today. Current injuries. So again, this is your current injuries. Bit of a repeat, the small box we had down the bottom, but here it just gives you a bit more of a breakdown. So he's got expected to be out for another 1 to 2 days after being rehabilitated from his bruised ankle suffered in a game against Bristol City. Injury history. So this will tell you about all the people who have picked up injuries, where they've got them last season, and so on whenever it happened during the season. So you could see maybe there was more at a certain stage. So last season 6, this season's 3 injuries, 1. So you can see so far, obviously, you know, we had quite a few injuries there. We had 10 injuries at that stage in November. So whether you'd look at that and think, well, maybe we need to do a bit more rotation in your team around that sort of time of year, that's an option. Most days missed in the last 12 months. So Tom White has had 2 injuries, resulting in 203 days out injured. Yes, we've got him on a trial. Having seen that, I think I'm going to release that one. Jordan Rossiter. So different players here. He's had 4 injuries resulting in 60 days out, and so on. And obviously the more players you have, that would fill up this area. Across here, league comparison. So most injuries in the championship is 3. As we hover on that there, we can see that we're one of the best. We've only got 1 injury at the moment, so it's sort of average, so that's all right. Along here now, it gives you all the people that have been injured this season. So training injuries, match injuries, all down through there. It lists the games that they were injured, being treated by who. So if we go back over the last season, you can see like the club doctor's done some, specialist, normally the physio, sent home, obviously had a cold, another one with a cold, and so on and so on. But we can see we're having a lot of training ground injuries, but then there's quite a few games that have had injuries as well. So back onto the season summary. So this will give you a season summary of all of the injuries as well, and whether they've had any injuries, how many days they've been out for. So 6 weeks, 3 weeks. So just injuries this season. So none, and then in the brackets last season 2. So you can see there, it just gives you a bit of an idea of what's going on. Time missed this season, as we can see, a lot of players haven't missed a single day yet. Percentage of the season missed. So again, it just gives you an idea. You know, 1 day they've only missed 1%, 4%, and so on and so on. You can also filter that again to the under 23s if you wish, if you want to have a quick look at them. But that there is an overview of the medical centre. It's a nice little one. You can come in, especially if you've got trialists. If you've got players who are in on trial, you can just check it out in there and just say, right, let's have a little look. It gives you their injury history, because obviously your club doctor is going to help you, your head of sports science, whoever you've got at the time, they're all there to help you. So this window is quite a good window, letting you know where, how and when. In a nutshell, I hope that's helped you out. Our next video will be on the schedule. So if you've enjoyed that, everybody, please do come over and see the next one in the schedule, which obviously will be an enlightening one onto where all your games are played, your results, your fixtures, the like. But please do subscribe to the channel. Don't forget, smash those like buttons and get notified of future uploads for the Skin Clinic and also for our Tier 10 to Prem series. We'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.